Hello, Zach. It's Molly here, and you're watching Trading Cards. And Trading Cards today, we got mystery packs, and we're starting with Chaos. Chaos 2, True Crime, Tragedy, and Triumph. This box is pretty expensive, and it only has 4 packs in it. I found a deal, and I got this box with 4 packs for $40. $10 a pack. But you get some interesting stuff, and I do like historic autographs, and I do like true crime. I listen to some podcasts every now and then, so you can get autographs, written word relics, touched relic cards, film clip cards, 1-of-1 sketch cards, dirt relics. Alright, so before I open this pack, I have to warn you, viewer discretion is advised. There might be some pretty sketchy, scary stuff going on here. It might be pretty extreme for your ears. So if you don't like listening to true crime stuff, maybe skip ahead like 6 or 7 minutes, you know? Oh, this is a pretty fun card for me. We got Charles Ponzi, robbing Peter to pay Paul. This, if you've ever heard the term Ponzi scheme, this is the guy. So he lived from 1882 to 1949, ran a criminal scheme so famous that it is now named after him. A Ponzi scheme is a way of conning people out of their money by creating a plausible investment and then gathering investors to invest using the money from newer investors to pay off older ones while raking in a tidy profit. Oh, this one's number 2, 1 of 800. Maybe this is the silver parallel. I got a silver parallel of the Ponzi scheme guy. Alright, well, this next one is pretty brutal. It's very true crime. We got a Jeffrey Dahmer card. The Milwaukee Cannibal. You probably all know about Jeffrey Dahmer. Did you know his middle name was Lionel? He was a serial killer who murdered and dismembered 17 victims, all male, between the years 1978 and 1991 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He lured victims to wherever he was residing at the time, his parents' house, his grandmother's house, an apartment, and brutally killed and dismembered them. We have a Ripperology card. Francis Thompson, who is a Whitechapel murder suspect. These are all based on Jack the Ripper suspects, I believe. Poet, but no surgeon. This one's 1 of 90. He was a poet who also trained for 6 years to be a surgeon but failed his medical exams. Thompson became addicted to opium after treatments for a lung infection and spent 1885 to 88 as a homeless vagrant. He was known to own a leather apron and carry a surgical scalpel with him. Which he claimed was used for shaving. There is no record of Thompson ever shaving or being questioned or suspected by the police of the Ripper murders. In 2016, Australian teacher Richard Patterson proposed Thompson as the Ripper in his book Francis Thompson, a Ripper Suspect, based on interpretations of Thompson's poetry. Was Thompson Jack the Ripper? Who knows? And our final card is another 1 of 800. Rhodes Opera House fire. 9th deadliest fire in the U.S. The Opera House was on the 2nd floor of a 3-story commercial brick building, which also contained a hardware store, a bank, and offices. 312 tickets were sold to this small theater. A kerosene lamp was knocked over on stage, starting a fire which rapidly spread due to flammable materials and chemicals from mishandled stage equipment. In total, 171 people died from the fire or from the crowd. Many factors contributed to the high death toll, but most important was the poor fire prevention. Exits were unmarked, the theater had too many people, and fire escapes were blocked, unmarked, and or difficult to access. As a response to this tragedy, Pennsylvania passed its first fire safety legislation in 1909. Jeez, let's just look at some SpongeBob, am I right? That was messed up. I still got 3 more packs of that stuff that I'm going to open on mystery packs in the future. Viewer discretion is advised. Also for the SpongeBob stuff. Oh, I've seen this one before. I love these graffiti acetate cards though. They look so good. Whoa, we got an AR. We got a huge hit here. It's a Patrick Star in a hoodie. It's a superstar card. I have not seen one of these before. Year of the Star. I'm already a star. That's right, Patrick. Ooh, look at that. That is hot. It's the best card we've opened today. Way better than the fire in that building card. Oh, we got another Patrick. Oh, Patrick. You're doing yourself. And then we got one. It says Squidward tentacles. It's some sort of latte with Squidward's face in it. And then we got a SpongeBob SquarePants SR balancing on a bubble. And these cards are fantastic. They look so good. And they're definitely not $10 a pack, let me tell you. I could leave the Ponzi scheme guy up. Hey, it's a Ponzi scheme. Okay, pack number 3. We got WWE Heritage 2015, celebrating 30 years of rookies and prospects. What? Rookies and prospects in Heritage? I just want the vets. I'm looking for cards of Gerald Briscoe. Hopefully we got a ton of Gerald Briscoe cards in this pack. We got Legend Booker T, King Booker. That's a good one. There's a lot of cards in this pack. We got Paige, the Divas. I never really watched a lot of wrestling when Paige was a thing. Gold Dust. The photography in this set is terrible. The Bizarre One is still going strong in WWE 20 years after he originally debuted and turned the sports entertainment world on its ear. Using psychological tactics, the gifted superstar used mind games to throw opponents off their game plans. Quickly, Goldust ascended to greatness, winning the Intercontinental Championship in a mere 3 months after his debut at In Your House 4, where he defeated Marty Jannetty. Wow, he defeated Marty Jannetty. This is how everybody knows this guy, Kane. This is the Kane that we all know and love. This is everyone's favorite version of him when he's not wearing a mask and looks like Isaac Yankem. Sheamus with the mohawk. And we have a black bordered parallel of Lita. Not numbered. Just black bordered. So it could get damaged more easily. Oh, our Rookie of the Year is Undertaker of 2015. Nice 2015 Rookie of the Year, The Undertaker. He's doing pretty good for a rookie, I'd say. In 1990 is when he debuted. NXT called up Alex Riley, and then he was quickly called back down. And then we have a then and now of Chris Jericho. Apparently a superstar. I don't think I like these 2015 Heritage cards as much as I like the NXT ones. Next up, let's take a look at this Justice League pack from Medax Panini. So it's a box, and inside the box there should be a pack, I think. Or just another box, and inside that box maybe another box. Oh, here we go. 12 cards per pack, Justice League. This is for a Panini card game that died immediately, as most TCGs do. Most of them, as soon as they come out, they die. Very few stick around for more than 2 sets. But when you get one like Magic or Pokemon's, ooh boy, you make that money. You make it that money forever. Alright, we got a special battle. Until the end of turn, battle cards cannot be attached to the character using this card. Okay, we just want character cards like the Scarecrow. We got the Scarecrow, Jonathan Crane. This is Cillian Murphy, right? Cillian Murphy, is that his name? From the Batman movies. Intelligence, blah. Doesn't even say who the artist is, but I think this one's Jim Lee. Oh, Firestorm, the Nuclear Man. This is a cool one. KO this card to KO target character. So they trade. Firestorm could trade with any character. The next battle card you play this turn has its MP cost reduced by 2. Alright. Ooh. Echolocation. I like the artwork, but I think it's one of those artists like it almost looks like Greg Land. I'm not sure, but I like this Batwoman. And then we have Intelligence. Look at your opponent's hand. Lex Luthor, CEO of LexCorp. Let's go. We got Lex Luthor. We got some intelligence battle. Do the cards not even have names? Like, I understand if it's a character card it has a name, but do these cards not even have names? It's just like an intelligence card. What's this intelligence card do? I don't know, it's the weird tentacle one. Paralysis. Characters cannot attack until the end of your next turn. This is kind of like, I guess, a fog type effect in... Whoa, we got the Blue Beetle Ted Cord. This is my favorite DC character. This character and Booster Gold, blue and gold. Those are my favorite DC characters. Was not expecting him to even be in this game. But yeah, I love it. And I will keep that one forever. Then we got Martian Manhunter. Attach a battle card from your hand to target character. Can't you just do that? Why do you need a card to do that? All right, so these are the junk cards with no, they aren't of characters. And then these are the ones that are of characters. We're gonna do this pack of Texaco Haviline Racing. Randomly inserted victory cards, goiled, foiled, stamped. And you can get them signed by whoever that is. Ernie Hotman. Ernie Hotman signed some of these. Warning, Texaco and Robert Yates trademarked, it's probably Robert Yates, are used by permission for Texaco refining and marketing. Usually you try to sell me a card binder on the back there. Some t-shirt. Maybe advertise selling printing plates for this set. I've never had one that came with a pamphlet before. Order your binder. Oh, they put the binder in the pack. Who's this? Richard Yates? This is the guy that's such a big deal? The twin brother of team owner Robert Yates. Oh, Richard oversees the day-to-day business of the team, including signing checks, paying bills, and cashing checks. Raymond the Fox III. There were two before him. In the driver's seat. Nobody's in the driver's seat. Driver's seat looks pretty empty. Haviline under the hood. Except you're showing us the back of the car, the trunk. Hood's up there in the front of the car. We got the Haviline cards, and this is the whole cast and crew that makes everything tick. These are the people who make it happen. Jeff Clark with his sweet new scooter. He keeps showing off to everybody. All right, Jeff, we get it. You love your scooter. Hey, Gary, where you taking that wheel, Gary? You know you can't take that wheel home, Gary. You know you gotta leave it here, right, Gary? And a new beginning. Haviland Racing. Cool. Big thanks to all of you for sticking through this. We learned about Ponzi schemes together. We got a Black Border Lita, and we realized once again that the best pack we're ever going to open is SpongeBob SquarePants. All right. See you next time, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.